This is Naveen. I have more than 10 plus year of experience in the training of SAP different modules. So it is designed for SAP Datasphere and give that overview on that, what exactly the purpose and all. So before starting, I wanted to share my worksheet, like what exactly we are going to cover that and we are going to see, and then we'll start. We will start first thing like I will try to give my brief introduction to you guys. You guys will be more aware like what exactly my skill set and all and how much the capable I'm able to train in this. Then we'll see that the scope of this sphere. We'll try to understand the end-to-end things, what things are in scope it's coming. Then we'll try to understand what content and the modules you guys will see that like what things you guys will learn in the data sphere, and then we'll understand about the training approach. And then any questions, you have a query, right? You can ask, you can discuss and all. Okay. So let's start with that. So first thing is know your trainer is I'm Naveen Kumar. I have more than 10 plus year of experience in the training industry. I'm also working for in one of the firm as a solution architect. I'm handling multiple modules of SAP like SAP BW, SAP HANA, Enterprise HANA, SAP Embedded Analytics, EVAP on HANA, SAP Analytics Cloud, SAP Datasphere, Fury as a reporting tool, Webby. These are all modules I'm handling. The data sphere, when I say, I am also handle that the DWC, Database Cloud. Early it was. Then apart from these modules, I'm also handling some Microsoft modules like Azure, AWS, and Databricks in a detail. And I'm giving the training on that. I'm S4 HANA certified on Embedded Analytics, BW4 HANA certified, SAC certified, and the Fury certified. So I feel I'm fit to give you the training in this on the data sphere. If I talk about the numbers, I had trained more than 2000 plus candidates in that throughout that you can say the SAP modules, specifically this like Datasphere, SAC, and the PW. I had given multiple batches in different kind of batches I'm handling, like you can say uh, the online, corporate, the batch, classroom, all kind of training I'm handling that. So you can trust on that, and if you'll have any questions, you can welcome to ask. So before proceeding, I just wanted to give you that opportunity to everyone to brief. You can give if you can give the brief about you, so I can get the better understanding. Okay, what exactly the background and all on your side also. So let's start with the next part. Okay, like what exactly the scope you guys will see, and what things you can expect in the data sphere. As I seen that guys are coming, those are learning the BW or they are working in the BW, they definitely wanted to upgrade in the data sphere. And that is first choice, I can say. And that's the automatic choice for those guys. That's really good. So, and for like, as I told you, for data sphere, you can say it's a cloud system. The big difference between BW and data sphere or any other module, you can say like BW, for that you have to be install, you have to on-premise system, right? But data is a cloud system, cloud corporate system, and it is using like you can do the semantic modeling here, you can consume, right? So in data sphere it represents the structured transformation, right, into stages where the raw data evolves to the business ready analytical module, or you can use it. Okay, so if you will understand, there are two things in the data sphere. You will see that SAP as well as the non SAP source systems. When I say the source system, means your database, your background, right? If you guys are working in the BW, they are much aware, like ECC, right? You know that ECC, or you know that the HANA database, right? So you guys are fetching the table, you are extracting the data in the BW, and then you are doing the modeling. If you guys are even from the Python and all, right, you have some source system where from you load the data, right? Maybe flat files, maybe some MongoDB, maybe Oracle, right? Whatever from where you fetch the data, will load the data. So here the data sphere give the opportunity to expose both. Okay, expose both. When I say, you can say that non-SAP as well as the SAP systems. Okay, that you will see that. So here you will able to connect, like as I told you, SAP systems and non-SAP system both. When I say the SAP, like definitely the source system, but BW also can be a source in the data sphere. Embedded analytics also can be a source. Okay, so the vast scope in the data sphere. So first section definitely you can say, which you do normally, right? Modeling. Then you can say transformation. Means you can load, you can check the data and you can load in the data sphere. So if I can say in the BW, what you do, normally you directly extract the data or you are completely import the data in your system, right? Here you have options to import as well as the live. You don't need to import complete data into the data sphere. Getting a point? So you guys will see that you can do the modeling on that live data as well as the imported data. I hope you guys are able to understand what is the live data and what is the import data. Means live data means those data which is not available in your system, but still you are able to perform. And import data means that you copy the data. Normally in the BW, you copy the data. Okay. You replicate the data from the source to target, right? Your target is maybe that your staging ADSO or DSO, right? But here you will load, you will create a table and you will stage the data in the way of import. Okay. And when you use that, you can say live, you don't need to import anything. You just data will be kept in the live system only, but you guys will pick the data and you will load that. Okay. So that is the first thing you will do. Transformation, like from the source, you have a data, you will map the source directly and you will load the data into the target. Okay. Target will be on your data sphere. Okay. One more scope is, suppose the business want to load the data from SAP data to the non-SAP system like AWS, Azure, right? So you will see that you have a source system, okay, like S4 HANA, okay, S4 HANA or ECC, okay, or BW. This can be your source system, okay. These all you can use source system. You can use a data sphere as a pipeline, okay. Data sphere will, what will do? Data sphere will pick the data from source, okay, to the data sphere, and they will harmonize the data here, and then data sphere directly will create a pipeline between data sphere and any other non-SAP system, like non-SAP system. Like you guys will see that. That's why this is more friendly. So you like AWS, Azure, okay, or any other like S3 bucket, like, okay. So you will see that you will connect, okay, you will connect and you will provide to help them. Are you getting point? So that you will able to perform here. That you will to do that. Third thing you will able to do that is you will able to do the reporting, like how you do that BW, right? BW you do that ADSO and all kind of modeling, right? So in this one, over the data sphere, directly you can do the reporting over the SAC. SAC is a reporting tool, or Fury, or any like Power BI or whatever. Suppose you have a requirement in the Power BI, that also you can do. Okay. Directly you can do that from the source. Suppose S4 is your source. So you can connect your S4 HANA to that data sphere. You will do your modeling in this and you will able to do that, the reporting there. So what you are doing here, you have this on-premise system, data is for your cloud system, and this is your cloud system, right? You're reporting in the cloud system. So you will be more friendly with the cloud if you are using data sphere, right? So this is the advantage you guys will get that. Okay. So now even in the BW, even in you go to the Python and all, it's more developer friendly, right? Consultant friendly. But in the data sphere, there are two things. One is builder. Okay. We will see that. And one is business builder. Means business as well as your client also can use, and as a consultant you can also use. But for a business, that you will see that the data builder will be available. All the resources will be available in the data sphere that you guys will develop. Only business can use that. But business can also access it data sphere and they can use it. I will show you also. So this all the functionality will be used by the business. Okay. And all the data builder you will use for that developer and consultant. Okay. Just I wanted to show you sort so you guys will able to, let me log in. So this is the data sphere system. Okay. First of all, in that, if you can see, there's a two section. If you left side, you can see that is business builder and with the data builder. So if you go to the data builder, all the objects you will create, okay, that is for consultant. Whatever the consultant will do, you will able to create it. Okay. Like These all objects will be dealt by the consultant. But if you go to the business builder, this is going main use for that client. They have some objects, but for them, the source will be data builder only. Okay, they will not able to connect BW. They will not able to connect source system S4 HANA or any other system. For them, that source will be data builder. Okay, so this is the one advantage you will get in that Datasphere. Like business as well as the consultant together, they can work. Okay. Now, one more capability is connection. You can connect more than 30 systems. Okay, I'm just showing you one demo. If you go to the section connections, okay, can you see that here, right? These all are the like 35 systems you can see, right? SAP ABAP, Microsoft Azure, right? Data Lake, Adverity, Peacock, Athena, Microsoft Azure, right? Google BigQuery, Cloud Data, generic HTTP means the data which is available online, right? Generic JDBC, SAP HANA, Google Cloud Storage, okay? Then your Hadoop, your SAP HANA Cloud, SAP HANA Cloud data lakes files, Microsoft SQL, okay? Generic OData, Oracle, right? Open connectors also you can use that, but actually this is not available in the free trial. You will use this one in the project. If you paid that license, right, you will able to use in that open connectors. Then Amazon Redshift, right, SAP BW, SAP ECC. These all are a source system actually. Success Factor. If you guys have worked in anyone HR and all, they will know that Success Factor. BW for HANA, right, SAP Marketing, generic SFTP. So all the system, whatever you are seeing here, right, these all system you can connect. So if you wanted to like, what are the clouds? So if you can see this category, right, this one, here you can see that 29 are cloud and on-premise are 2012. So some are common also. So if you will just select cloud, only the cloud will show. These are the cloud system that you will able to connect. If you wanted to connect only on-premise, so only 12 will be so. Okay. These are the on-premise system. Means cloud, you like by the cloud friendly, these are not available. Same way, if the source, if you can select here, non-SAP, SAP and partner tools. So if I'm selecting SAP, okay, 16 are available. These all are the SAP systems. And if I'm selecting that non-SAP, 17, right? So these all are the non-SAP systems. Okay. So these all systems you can connect, you can fetch the data and you can do your modeling in that data sphere and then you can load the data in the reporting that you can perform it. Okay, is it clear? This is the one more scope that you can perform in the data sphere. Data sphere can helpful here for any kind of cloud, any kind of you wanted to perform, right? That you wanted to perform. Like suppose your source is cloud, you wanted to your data in the cloud and also do the reporting in the cloud, right? So Power BI, SAC, these all are the cloud capabilities are there, right? They can help there. Okay. This is the capability, as I told you. These all things you can perform. You can planning capability also you can do that here. Multiple things are there that you can do. Once you will understand slowly, like for the BW guys, the little bit of understanding this terminology, like, but you can easily grab that. So there is no prerequisite I can say. It's like freshly you can learn that any SAP model like how, right? The cloud also you can learn this data as well. So this is all about the system. What are things you can do? I just wanted to gone through that content and the module which we are going to cover. So there's a multiple modules that we are going to understand. See, first will be in the module 1, build that the introduction. We'll build that the foundation actually. What is the data sphere? Because everyone is not coming from that BW background, right? So first we'll make the base in that in the module 1. What exactly the positioning, how the BW for HANA, how it is compared with the data warehouse cloud, right? What are the key components? So here in the module 1, mostly it will be focused like your base should be strong. So we'll give that much of clarity on that, so you can get that easily. That in the module 2, you will learn that about SAP, like how spaces are working on SAP, right? You will see that a space will use for that your development or anything that you will do that. Then you will understand about the security, like how your catalog, how your roles or technical roles are designed. Okay. Then in the module 3, you will learn that connection and the data integration. I showed you, right, that more than 35 connections. So maybe one or two you will able to do that, but you will use. I will try to give you that much information on the multiple systems so you can use that. So that you will see. in the connections and the data integration, how you will do that. Then in the module 4, we will start with the data builder. Here we will start with the modeling. We'll create a table, we'll create a views, we'll create a dimension, facts, we'll create a views, creating the graphical views, joins, projections, everything we'll do that. Okay. Then next in the module 5, we will do that. What exactly the business builder? Okay. In the module 4, I told you, right? Data builder we understood. In the module 5, understand what is the business builder. Right. Again, we'll understand how it is going to be used. I told you, right? Data builder will be the source, but how it's going to be used. What is the dimension of facts, measure are used for them, right? How you can reuse of the business content, right? What the purpose, right? Everything you will understand. Then you will understand about, I told you, right? Data flows and transformations. How you will integrate with the data flows and the filters, joins, mapping. These all the capabilities you guys will learn that. Then here you will also understand the replication flows, how the real-time replication work. Okay. In module 7, you will learn about data governance. That is the more important part. Here, one concept is data access control. That you will learn that, like how you will restrict the data for the regional based or ID based, right? You will understand about data lineage, or you will understand about how this is data fabric, right? Enterprise data fabric, and what is the role of there. Everything you will understand. Then in the module 8, you will learn about integration with the SAP Analytics Cloud. As I told you, we will give you one experience of SAP Analytics Cloud that you able to connect with the Datasphere. So end to end, you will able to understand. Like we load the data, do the modeling, and do the reporting in that SAC. So SAC dashboard creation also will help you, like with the use of Datasphere object. Then the module 9, you will learn about some advanced features that like how you can do that SQL views. Like there's a multiple way of creating the views. SQL or graphical SQL views also will help you. Some custom logic how you can apply. Federation scenario will try to give you. Administration monitoring you will learn in the module 10. How you will understand, how you will manage, how you will performance monitoring and all that you will check that. Okay. Then in the module 11, actually this is last module. Module 11 is more about real time. So this is not as specific to that. Like we'll start with it's like it will go like one by one. Okay. Like once we'll start with that, suppose the sales or planning or suppose the inventory or any kind of, right. So we will do that end to end modeling or end to end things, right. So it's like 11th module you can say it's a real time one that will go on, right. It will go and start and all. So it is the you can say the content or the module wise, but again we are doing a little bit of changes on the syllabus also. Why? Because everyone is not aware about like what is a measure, facts and all, right? So we provide that much of clarity. So if we found that in the bat like we are not aware, then we add some few more modules. Okay, but these all you guys will learn that. Okay.